Alright, so on the last one I managed to get my little player moving around, and I want to learn how to do backgrounds. Now here on River Mouse, I don't have a mouse set up yet, but I did put in a background, which is kind of cool. However, I'm led to believe that this is not an efficient way of putting in backgrounds, so we're going to delete that entire node. And we're going to learn about tile maps. Now, instead of using a YouTube tutorial like I did on the last video, I'm actually going to just directly use the Godot documentation and see how I get on with that. I think using the video tutorial whilst making a video was kind of splitting my attention strangely. I'm just going to take my jumper. Okie dokie, so Godot Docs. A tile map is a grid of tiles used to create a game's layout. Here's an example of a tile map. There are several benefits to using tile map nodes to design your levels. First, they let you draw a layout by painting tiles onto a grid, which is much faster than placing individual Sprite 2D nodes one by one. Second, they allow for larger levels because they're optimized for drawing large numbers of tiles. Finally, they allow you to add greater functionality to your tiles with collision and navigation shapes. To use tile maps, you'll need to create a tile set first. A tile set is a collection of tiles that can be placed in a tile map node. After creating a tile set, you'll be able to place them using the tile map editor. To follow this guide, you'll need an image containing your tiles where every tile has the same size. Every tile is the same size. Large objects can be split into several tiles. This image is called a tile sheet. Tiles do not have to be square, they can be rectangular, hexagonal, or isometric pseudo 3D perspective. Right, okay, there's a bunch of steps I missed. Right, okay, this is typical me, really. Create a new tile map node and select and create a new tile set resource in the inspector. Done that. After creating the tile set resource, click the value to unfold it in the inspector. The default tile image shape is square. If you wish to source tiles from several tile sheet images for a single tile set, create additional atlases and assign textures to each of them before continuing. It is also possible to use one image per tile this way, although using tile sheets is recommended for better usability. You can adjust properties of all the atlas in the middle column. Gotcha. The following properties can be adjusted on the atlas: ID, name, margins, separation, texture, region size, texture padding. Oh, okay, little transparent edge. Note that changing texture, margin, separation and region size may cause tiles to be lost, as some of them would be located outside the atlas's image coordinates. To regenerate tiles automatically from the tile sheet, use the 3 vertical dots menu button. Tiles in... Okay, so that just refreshes the create feature. Okay. Using a collection of scenes. Since Godot 4, you can place actual scenes as tiles. Okay, that's not something we're going to do today, so we're going to skip that. Merging several atlases into a single atlas. Yeah, it's getting slightly above what I'm intending to do today. Adding collision, navigation and occlusion to the tile set. We've now successfully created a basic tile set. We could start using in the tile map node now, but it currently lacks any form of collision detection. This means the player and other objects could walk straight through the floor or walls. If you use 2D navigation, you'll also need to define navigation polygons for tiles to generate a navigation mesh that agents can use for pathfinding. Lastly, if you use 2D lights and shadows or GPU particles 2D, you might also want your tile set to be able to cast shadows and collide with particles. This requires defining occluder polygons for solid tiles on a tile set. To be able to define collision, navigation and occlusion shapes for each tile, you need to create a physics, navigation or occlusion layer for the tile set resource first. Okay, so that's like an overarching series of collision parameters and stuff like that. To do so, select the tile map node, click the tile set property value in the inspector to edit it, then unfold physics layers and choose add element. Okay, right. Select the tile map node, click the tile set property value in the inspector. Tile set property. Unfold the physics layer. Okay. physics layer, add element. Okay. If you also need navigation support, now is a good time to create a navigation layer. Do I want that? Do I need that for this? Let's put it in anyway. Add element. Let's do collision mask first. So does that automatically infill it? Okay, so apparently I've got a collision layer just automatically set. Physics, new physics material. Did I want to do that? Let's undo that. It's saying physics empty right now, which... Okay, let's add the navigation layer like it says. And then let's add light polygon occluders. Let's create an occlusion layer, why not? Just going to use resources I guess I don't need to know about, but let's close that, resource, layers. Where is occlusion? Rendering, occlusion, add element, light mask. No, future steps in this tutorial are tailored to creating collision polygons, but the procedure for navigation and occlusion is very similar. Their respective polygon editors behave in the same way, so these steps are not repeated for brevity. Alright, so creating like a light mask, light occlusion mask, and physics are the same as creating. Right. After creating a physics layer, you have access to the physics layer section in the Tileset Atlas Inspector. Opening the collision editor while in select mode. You can quickly create a rectangle collision shape by pressing F while the Tileset editor is focused. If the keyboard shortcut doesn't work, try clicking in the empty. So am I doing all of these manually? Alright, looks like it. Okay, well let's zoom in a bit and let's pick something simple like this one. I'm in the occlusion layer. Let's go back up to the physics layer. I think I've missed a point there. Alright, in the tile collision editor you have access to all the 2D polygon editing. Use the toolbar above the polygon to toggle between creating a new polygon, editing an existing polygon. What? Zoom in there. I'm learning. Right, there we go. Cool beans. Just save that. Create new points by, remove a point by right clicking it, yep. Pan in the editor, yep. You can use the default rectangle shape to quickly create triangle shaped collision shape. Triangle shaped collision shape. Oh dear. By removing one of the points. Okay, so let's select a triangle. Let's hit F and then let's right click that and we have our triangle shape. Let's do it again, F. Okay, the workflow is actually quite quick once you've worked it out. That's good. You can also use the rectangle as a base for more complex shape by adding more points. Large tile set. Specifying the collision for each tile individually could take a lot of time. This is especially true as tile maps tend to have many tiles with common collision patterns, such as solid blocks or 45-degree slopes. To apply a similar collision shape to several tiles quickly, use functionality to assign properties to multiple tiles at once. Ways to assign properties to multiple tiles at once. Depending on your use cases, one method may be faster than the other. Using multiple tile selection. If you wish to configure various properties, choose the select mode at the top of the tileset editor. After doing this, you can select multiple tiles on the right column by holding shift. Clicking on tiles, you can then assign properties. Okay, let's do that. So let's go into select mode, yep, and then let's hold shift. Find all the triangles, all the right triangles. Looks like that's all of them. F, click. Yep. It looks like they all have maps. Very cool. I see. Alright, this is starting to make a lot of sense. So, can I shift and drag? Yes. Clever. Alright, let's apply maps to all of those. Shift. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Just get all these solid ones together. Okay, F. Then we'll just right click and just check that that one's done. Yep. Okay, so these ones I think haven't been done yet. Strange side ones. To be honest, I think I might just actually just not use those, so I'm not actually going to give them a map or anything. Give them a collision map. So that may well be everything I needed. I don't know if I've missed some, but then I guess that'll become apparent. If I go to use some and it's missing, I can just change them at the time. I wish there was, maybe there's probably a way to show me which ones have been done and which ones haven't been. Just hold down shift maybe. No. Well, it's probably there, I just don't know how. Alright, cool, so that's that done. Let's quickly save the project there. Alright. So that's all those assigned numerical and color properties. You can also see a preview of the properties value on all tiles. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't think I used that stuff. Using tile property painting. If you wish to apply a single property to several tiles at once, you can use the property painting mode for this purpose. Configure a property to be painted in the middle column, then click on tiles or hold down the left mouse button in the right column to paint properties onto tiles. The property painting is especially useful with properties that are time consuming to set manually, such as collision shapes. Oh, okay. So where I clicked through, I could have labeled them and then in future gone and done that with the physics properties, with the occlusion properties, etc. Alright, that's good to know. Creating alternative tiles. Sometimes you want to use a single tile image found only once within the atlas, but configured in a different way. For example, you may want to use the same tile image but rotated, flipped or modulated with a different colour. This can be done using alternative tiles. You can rotate any tile while placing it in the tilemap editor by using the rotation and flip buttons in the tilemap editor toolbar. Okay, right, okay. So this looks like this is old documentation and they've just updated it with the new version. So you can do that on the fly. To create an alternative tile, right click a base tile in the atlas displayed by the tileset editor. Okay, let's do an alternative flower here. Cool. Linear velocity. Rendering. Texture origin. Is there a rotation? currently in select mode, the alternative tile will already be selected for editing. If not currently in select mode, you can still create alternative tiles, but you need to switch to select mode. Ah, here we go. And here's our alt tile. Where is rotation? Why would you not work? Fine. This is because this is in the physics layer, not the rendering layer, maybe? Something like that. Maybe there's further instructions on here. Okay, so here it is. After selecting an alternative tile, you can change any properties using the middle column you would like on a base tile. Alt ID. Rendering. Okay, so it is rendering, yeah. Change the origin point. Modulate, so we can change the color. Interesting. All right, I think I understand this. Oh, I really want the rotation one, but we can get to that. Transpose. Rendering transpose. Oh, because I can use all of these to change it. That makes sense. So I can use combinations of these to flip them around where I need them. Cool. Can I just remove modulation altogether? I think the modulation starts on white, so if it's white, all the base colors are the same. Okay, cool. Note, when creating an alternative tile, none of the properties from the base tile are inherited. You must set properties again on the alternative tile if you wish those to be identical on the base tile and the alternative tile. Okay, right, yeah. So once it's forked off, that's it, forever changed from the looks of things. Okay, it looks like we've set up a tile map. So what I'm going to do on the next video is I'm going to actually implement the tile map and have my character bumping into things, I think. Let's go find a mouse. This is called River Mouse. Mouse. Okay. It seems to like WebP files, but not anything else. Put the collision map back in. Make it small and forgiving. I could add another collision shape, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the done thing. Probably not very like resource friendly. Collision shape, TD create shape. Let's do a new circle. Let's zoom in a bit. So now, hit play. My mouse moves around. Cool. I'm going to actually file corrupt. Something's corrupt. I don't know. Mouse.png. Whatever. Saying it's corrupt, but it's working fine. Maybe if I put the sprite down here, it will show up at the top. Yeah. So if I hit play, move the mouse around. Nice. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap that up there. And next episode, I'm going to look at integrating those tiles so that the mouse can bump into things. So thanks so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please consider leaving the video a like and subscribing if you haven't already. And if you're watching right now on Twitch, thanks very much. See you next time. Bye for now.